How we doing, guys? What's going on? Who's up?
Day one, what'd you like, what'd you not like?
Look, I like the way they know how to practice. I love the effort. They give great effort. It's just going to be little things, right? Like getting better at little things and just focusing on one day at a time. Even before that, one play at a time, one drill at a time, not worrying about what's going to happen in the future. Just worrying about, concerning yourself with what I need to do to get better each and every day. So I like the way we started. As far as knowing how to practice and things like that, we're way ahead of where we were last year, but we got a ways to go.
Alex Broom, great comeback for him. What can you say about him?
Yeah, he's done a great job. He's a veteran player, went through a lot here, most recently with the ACL, worked very hard to get back, and he's doing a good job of leading. He's doing a good job of playing, so really happy for him. And he's a BC guy. That's what we're looking for. That's the type of guy we're looking for.
Coach, anything since last year, the first time you came here for training camp, anything you've changed in terms of drills that you guys are working on right now?
I would say, no, just the philosophy of the beginning of training camp, more of a ramp up, not trying to, do everything on the first day, plus conditioning and all that. I think just a little bit more of a ramp up before we hit the weekend, a little shorter practice, still practicing hard, still great effort, still demanding, the standard of what we set last year, but, as far as practice, but just maybe not as much, not as long. So that's about it.
Yeah.
Bill,
No, go ahead.
Bill, does this almost feel like it's your group now, so to speak? No disrespect to last year's kids, but year two, your kids, your group.
I don't know. I felt like that from the start. I really did. I mean, I don't, coaching changes happen. As soon as I set foot in that team meeting room last year, they were my guys. I got their back all the way last year, this year, hopefully for a long time here. So I don't feel that way at all. I love these kids. I love coaching them. They try to do it the right way every time. It's a lot of fun to coach them. They're great kids. They want to be great, and it's easy to coach these guys, because they give you everything they got. So I really enjoy coaching these guys.
Can you talk a little bit about the work Coach Fitzgerald did with strength and conditioning coach over the summer with you guys?
Yeah, I mean, he's the one, right? He's the one who spends the most time with them. He's allowed to be around them basically 365 days a year, right? And so, we after the season, give him a little break and then come back, do winter conditioning. He's in charge of all that. The assistant coaches, we help him, but he's in charge of all that. And then we get into spring practice. Now it's more football. And then into the summer, now it's more him. It's a little bit of football, but it's mostly him. And I give Fitz a lot of credit, and his staff. He's got a great staff. Tevin Geddes, Carmichael Dunbar, Rob Nunez, Tim Jackson, Stevie T. These guys do a great job. They get the players ramped up. They get the players ready for practice. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the best strength staff in the country, the best strength staff I've ever been around.
Coach, you got some options now at punter. You got Seamus
Yeah.
and Andy out there. How's that competition going, and how do you like what you've seen from them so far?
So far in practice, it's been a lot better, but the true test will be in the games. I do think that, both of them are pretty equal, Seamus and Andy. Seamus is a little bit more experienced, a little bit older. Andy's younger, but both very talented. I definitely think we're improved in that department, but we got to do it in the games. We're really counting on them to be better because last year, nothing against Liam. We asked him to do a lot, but just overall the punting was terrible. So I think we've definitely improved in that area, and we'll see who the punter ends up being in the first game. But both those guys will definitely punt for us this year.
With the quarterbacks, after spring ball, did you have sort of an idea where things stood, or is it a clean slate right now, and whoever wins the job is going to win the job?
Oh no, every day is an evaluation. No, that started in winter. When they were here in the winter. So every day's been an evaluation. They've both done a great job. They have both done a great job. Shaker's out right now. He's got a little injury, but he'll be back. And he's done a great job since he got here in January. The quarterback room is awesome. I'm thrilled with the quarterback room. I'm thrilled with the guys in that room, the way that room's coached. It's a hell of a room. I mean, they're smart, they're tough, they're dependable. They show up every day. They're the same guy every day. They're very consistent guys. They're BC guys. They're good students. They care about the team. I can't say enough about that room. So in the end, somebody will start and somebody will be the backup. We'll make that decision when the timing's right. I don't have that timing down right now, but I have a feel that both guys are going to end up playing in some way, shape, or form. So both guys have done a great job.
How did
Coach, team finished second last year in interceptions in the ACC. Secondary looks great so far. Just talk about some of the the guys that have arrived, as of late that, are young and
Yeah.
rising up in those ranks?
Yeah, I mean, some guys who were even here last year that didn't play a whole lot, Sayer Torrance, that guy's had a great offseason. He's had a hell of an offseason. Omarion Davis, who got here in January, he's going to be a really good player. TJ Green, Ashton Cunningham. There's some good young DBs, too, in addition to the Amari Jacksons, the Max Tuckers, the Ashton Cunninghams, obviously the safeties, KP, Omar Thornton, and Carter Davis. So we feel good about the secondary. We got to go do it. But we feel like that's a strong point on our team, and we feel really good. Cam Martinez, right? We got a lot of guys back there that can play good football.
Year two, you know the bulk of the players already. Does that expedite the process going into camp?
Yeah, it helps. It definitely helps knowing these guys a lot better than, at this time last year, still learning a lot of the guys. But now I know these guys, pretty well. From a skill set standpoint, from a personality standpoint, have a pretty good feel for most of the guys. There are some new guys that I got to get to know, but for the most part, having better knowledge it's a little bit easier to coach them when you know a little bit more about them.
And Coach, you talked about recently that college landscape being a little wild west. Seems like here at BC you've kind of countered that with your tier system, make it a little more clear and more structured for the players. Have you seen that resonate in the recruiting and also your kind of the players that you have now?
Yeah, I appreciate that question. I appreciate you noticing it that way. I think it's day to day. I really do. I do think to this point we have done a good job of handling, whether it's NIL or transfer portal. We've lost some guys. Some guys have transferred, but for the most part, we've kept the bulk of this football team together. NIL wise, we do have an earn it philosophy. Very few exceptions to the rule. Maybe a transfer here and there, but overall, I think we compensate the team the right way. We'll see. Time will tell. I think over the course of time, Boston College football, we're going to have to make more of a commitment to NIL, and I think we will. I believe that we will, but I think where we are right now, but it's a day-to-day, connecting with these kids, continuing to coach them, make sure that they know how much you care about them and their success on and off the field. It's a daily, it's something you look forward to, but you don't say, okay, we've arrived. There's no way you would ever say that. We got a long way to go, but I think we're on the right path.
Personally, all the changes, is that something that's been a challenge that you welcome, or is it a pain in the ass that you wish you didn't have to deal with? How?
No, I welcome. I'm very fortunate to be a head coach. I love being a head coach. I mean, these are great jobs, man. These are awesome jobs. You get paid to do what we did today and a lot of other things. So I love my job. I love being a head coach. I love coaching these guys. I embrace the new landscape of college football. I think it's awesome. I think it's all about what I think the misnomer is people try to compare it to the NFL. It is nothing like the NFL. And I would debate that with anybody. The NFL has 32 teams. They have a collective bargaining agreement. They're employees. They have a union. And there's a governing body over it. Now, there's a governing body, Deloitte, over college football now. I get that, but we'll see how that goes. But there's 25 Division I teams. There's different conferences. Each school has the ability to make a certain commitment, to NIL, with the maximum being $20.5 million to athletics, revenue share. So every school's a little bit different. What I'm saying is you have to embrace who you are within that landscape. This is who we are. We are a tremendous Jesuit Catholic education that forms the whole person and plays good football, gives back to the community. We do a lot in the greatest city in the world. And so that's what we offer these kids. It's not just like, hey, we're able to pay you this. Some of these kids are compensated very well, no doubt about it. But there's so much more to it, so much more for, 5 years down the road for them, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. So I embrace it, but I fit it to what we are at Boston College.
Because some great coaches, Hall of Famers said, this isn't for me, I'm out. Do you think maybe you're not having experience with as much experience with the old college way of doing things, that you coming into sort of new, that it was easier for you to embrace the new?
Yeah, I think for me, I've been at both levels. I was a head coach, I was a general manager. I've been an offensive coordinator at the highest level in the NFL and at the highest level of college football. I've been a GA, I've been a quality control. I've kind of done it all, relative to the stages of coaching. And so I don't, and I'm not near retiring. There's no way Colleen would let me retire. I promise you that. And so, I embrace it. I enjoy it. We work through the challenges. I got a great bunch of people around me, Bears, Nigerian, Jackson McSherry. I got a lot of people, Brittany Pearson, awesome people around me, Spencer Dickow. So I embraced it, and we just work at it every single day.
Guys, we'll take two more from Coach if you have them. Coach, you have Tyler Rabel out there helping you guys out.
Yeah.
How'd that come about, and why'd you want him here?
So, he played here, as you know, and came back to get his degree. He's an awesome guy. I've known him for a long time. Knew him when he was a 15-year-old freshman in high school down in Houston. Played at St. Pius, was recruited here, I think by Steve Adazio, and had a really good career here. Had a couple shots at the NFL and wants to be a coach. I wonder why. His dad's a hell of a coach. So, but he's done a great job. He came in and jumped right in, and he played. So the guys have a lot of respect for him. He knows our system. He knows what we do. I think he played for Applebaum a little bit. So, did a great job in the spring practice. Did a great job in camp, and so we kept him on. And he's our offensive line consultant. We consult him on offensive line. We're happy to have him.
Let's go one more for Coach here.
Can you believe 30 years ago you got into this game?
Yeah.
It's 30 years ago.
I think it's 33 to be exact. I think it was 32 or 33. It was my first year in coaching. I worked for Mickey Kwiatkowski at Brown, and then I worked for Mark Whipple at Brown my second year, and then I went to Georgia Tech. So I don't know, 32, 33 years. And no, the journey of my coaching career it's not a straight line, that's for sure. So, but it's been awesome. I have an awesome family. I can't thank my wife enough. Colleen, she's been awesome. I got two great kids, Jack and Michael, and they love it. They love football. They love sports. So it's been an interesting journey, but an enjoyable one. All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Yep, thanks for being here.
Okay, appreciate it.